In this video, we're going to talk about evaluating and analyzing your search results list. In a previous video, we got to this point. We talked about the search terms to get here, and we talked about refining the results. So now we have a list of 700 results. How do we tackle them? First, biggest tip that I have is try and de-Googlify your brain. Google has trained us really well to go to the first result of wherever we are, click on it, and start going. That is not going to serve you the best when you're doing a database search. If Google results, part of their algorithm is what's the most popular, things like that. Here, you can see the algorithm is default to showing us relevance. Well, how they're calculating relevance, part of it is how many times the search term you're looking for or search terms showed up in the article. So what happens sometimes is you just end up with the long articles first because they use those words the most. That's not necessarily going to be what's most relevant for you. Similarly, popularity wouldn't help you. You don't necessarily want the most popular result. You want something that's relevant for you, and you're the only one who knows that. So don't be scared to be ruthless as you scan and scroll through these results. I'm going to ask you, before you ever click on one link, to look for 3 things on the page. First thing you're going to look at is the article names. Now, very nicely in academic journals, scholarly articles have very descriptive titles. So they're not trying to clickbait you, they're telling you exactly what it's about. It's also very easy to see, it's in big font. So do take a moment to read all of those titles fully. It's going to give you a lot better information. Second thing to look at is the publication information. That's in smaller font between the author or authors and the date. So you can see number 1 is from Cyber Psychology, number 2 is from the International Journal of Behavioral Science, number 3 is from the Journal of Early Adolescence. All of these are peer-reviewed scholarly sources, but they're coming from very different perspectives, and that's going to impact how much you want to use them. What I see researchers doing all the time is clicking on the first thing, starting to read it, figuring out later, oh wait, never mind, this actually isn't useful, I can't use it, and going back here. And maybe you get through 3, 4, maybe 5 of these results, find one that you want to use, and it's taken you a couple of hours. That's not the most efficient way to tackle this list. Instead, like I said, be ruthless, scan and scroll, look for those article titles, the publication information, and finally, the subject terms. Again, it's going to give you more context on what the article is about. It might also give you additional ideas for search terms. So for example, I might see here, oh, teenagers. Do I need to, or young adults, do I need to specify the population I'm interested in? Maybe that would be a useful third concept. And you can tweak your result that way. Again, before you've ever clicked on a specific result. You're getting so much more information. What I like to do as I go through is just have a piece of scrap paper and say, okay, I want to go back to number 5. I want to go back to number 8. I really encourage you to at least get to page 2 or 3 of the search results. I know that that feels like you're getting out into the weeds. And if you got to page 4 or maybe 5 of search results on Google, you would feel like you're in the dark web. But here in these databases, that's where you're going to find the true good nuggets. Once you find something that's really, really useful and that you want to use, you can still get more information from this page, which is called the detailed record. In addition to subject terms, you might get author-supplied keywords, which can sometimes be useful. You'll also get the abstract, and we tell this to students all the time, but it's worth remembering. Take the time to read the abstract. It's going to give you such a good indication of what the whole article is like. If it clicks for your brain, the whole article is going to click for your brain. If it doesn't click for your brain, the whole article is going to be like that. Once you've decided, yes, you do want to use an article, make sure that you grab it somehow. Don't just rely on keeping the tab open. So you want to maybe add it to your Google Drive, you can email it to yourself, you could export it, and you also have the option of grabbing the permalink. So if you wanted to link right back to it, you can use this link here. So again, this is how to tackle a result list within a specific EBSCO brand database.